What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys another weekly watch list today. So to start off with, as always, we're going to look at a few of the stocks that are reporting earnings this week. As you can see here, here's the earnings calendar. And to be honest, this week is more of a retail week when it comes to reporting for earnings. There's not a lot going on that interests me like the previous weeks. But Monday after close, we do have Sundial, ticker symbol SNDL. That's probably the only one I'm looking at Monday just to see how it plays out because I do have shares there. Tuesday is a little bit more interesting with Walmart, Home Depot, and JD.com reporting. I'll definitely have my eyes on all three of those. Wednesday, we have Target, Lowe's, also Cisco. Those three could be important. Moving on to Thursday, there's Kohl's, BJ's. I'd say, well, Ross, I'm not really looking at the earnings, but I do like to look at Ross in real life, so that's the only reason I've highlighted it there. And then Friday, obviously, Foot Locker is the one I'm looking at. I know a lot of people do trade John Deere as well, so maybe I'll have a look at that as well. But like I said, all in all, it's pretty much a week where you're only looking at retail stocks, nothing too interesting. I do want to say if you are trading earnings plays this week, that you do stay invested in the news, you do stay looking and reading articles, listening to things on wherever it is, CNBC or wherever you decide to look. I like to use Yahoo Finance and TradingView. But again, just stay invested, understand that you can make money off these earnings plays if you stay informed and do your research beforehand. That being said, there's no guarantee to what happens because, as always, stocks will do what they want to do and anything can happen when it comes to earnings. Now, the first stock I'm going to look at today is Target, and the reason being, right before market close yesterday, I entered a Target swing. So why did I do this? Well, a few different reasons. To begin with, look at the 5-minute chart. Throughout the day, it was bearish. And then towards the end of the day, last hour and a half, it started to break above moving average, picking up volume. And I thought, you know what, if this can pull back towards moving average without breaking below again, I will enter calls. What do you know? It dropped to around the moving average, the 9 and the 21, pushed up, and I thought on the next retest of the moving average, I will enter. Now this happened around 10 minutes before market close, but I took some calls for this week, and I do think this is going to pay off. Now, what I want to highlight with this one is, it is technically high risk, I'd say, for a couple of reasons. One, because earnings is coming up, but two, because we're swinging over the weekend. So that means we're obliged to hold no matter what until at least Monday. If you look at the 1-hour chart, we're trending above the 9-day and the 21 moving average. If you look at the 4-hour chart, we are right around the 9-day moving average. For now, ignore the zones, the green, the blue, the purple rectangles. For now, ignore those. But just zoom out a little bit. My price target is the 239.31 level. I'm in a 235 call that expires this coming Friday, which is May 20th. And yes, I know Target has been bearish. But look, we started to push up. The last couple days, we started to push up. And I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. You would be surprised, but I am feeling pretty confident about this one. If we can get a good push up above the moving averages on the daily, hey, we could end up hitting my 239 target this week. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that $20 move between Monday and Friday. Next up, I'm going to go to Walmart, sticking with the retail theme here. And what I like about Walmart is, when it does decide to run, it really does run. As you can see on the daily chart, it is very clearly bearish, trending below the 9 and 21-day moving average and has been selling off for about almost a month straight. Looking on a shorter time frame, we'll start with a 4-hour. You can see it started to uptrend a little bit, sitting right around the 9-day moving average. If we go down to the 1-hour, here we go. Close above the 9 and 21 to end the day. Look at the zones here. If you look at previously what happened with the zones, test here, again, the tests, retest, didn't close in the zone. But hey, if we can start pushing up towards 150 and get a close in this zone right here, that would be a positive sign for the rest of retail as well. Now let's move on, and next I want to look at Apple. Please also remember, guys, if you do enjoy these videos, drop a thumbs up. It does help with the algorithm. I really do appreciate it. Apple just released their quarterly dividend 2 days ago, so congrats to all of you Apple shareholders. Even though the stock price has been tanking dramatically recently, at least you got some dividends there. It also just closed below its 40-week moving average this past week for the first time since 2020, which actually confirms that Apple is now in a bear market. So look at that red candle on the weekly. Woo! Closing below the level of supply as well, the zone of supply. And I honestly think there's more red to come for Apple. See, this wick almost touched the 200-day moving average on the weekly. That's crazy. But let's look at the daily chart, and I'll tell you what I expect for Apple this week. So you see the zone, the supply zone. I do expect to push up towards 150 as early as Monday, to be honest, before falling back below it and continuing the downtrend. Like I said, Apple closing below its 40-week moving average highlighted and confirmed that it is very clearly bearish now. So yes, on the 1 hour chart, we had a nice end to the week, but that was also partly because SPY had a nice end to the week. But if we look on a larger time frame, especially for those who decide they might want to swing this, then you got to remember Apple is bearish. So I'll be looking for a push for Apple up to around, I'd say, the 151 level before puts down again to, hey, around 135 possibly. But like I always say, just play what the market gives you. Yes, we had a nice end of the week at 3%, but on the week overall, we had a very bad week here. There we go. We went from highs of 156 all the way down to 139. So please just be wary. Again, Apple, I'll probably take calls to begin the week and then eventually puts. Now I want to touch on SoFi, because SoFi announced earnings this past week and I was a little bit disappointed with it. So it's one of those crazy stocks, right? They were supposed to have earnings Tuesday, but their earnings was released early, and I think it was also mistakenly released, which is extremely annoying when these kind of things happen because it ruined my plan. I did not actually end up getting in SoFi for options. I do own shares, but obviously it dropped, right? Dropped to this level of supply before pushing up again. Now it's back again, up near $7, which is what I expected before earnings. But like I said, it was just annoying to see the drop all the way down to, what, 482. That's crazy. This week I do expect it to continue pushing. I like that it jumped 20% Friday. I don't know if anyone caught that, but if you did, well done. And I'll be looking at SoFi calls once again. It closed on the daily above the 21-day moving average, and I'm pretty satisfied with the movement and the returns the shares have brought back so far. But once again, SoFi will be on my watch list for this week. Right, next up, we move to the tech sector, semiconductors. NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. So NVIDIA currently sitting at $177, rose 10% yesterday, Friday. But hey, it's still dropping. It still has more room to drop. The next zone of resistance is around 160, and the next level of support is around 153. So let me just draw that out for you guys. Next level of support right around here, right, 154. That's my next level of support for NVIDIA. And I do think we get there this week. It's a $23 drop. And you might say that's a lot, but for NVIDIA, that isn't a lot. If you look at a daily time frame for NVIDIA, let's just go with the 15-minute chart for NVIDIA. $23 is very doable. Yesterday, it jumped up $15. But other days, it's dropped $10, $15, $20. And like I said, it might not have to happen in one day, but over a period of time, it can drop $20. Over 2-3 days, it can easily drop $20. Like I said, it's dropped $15, or it jumped up $15 in one day yesterday. Don't be surprised to see this move down dramatically this week. On the 15-minute chart, it looks good for calls, right? But then if you zoom out, you get a better picture and a better idea of what's happening. Continuously getting rejected in this resistance zone here, also where the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour chart is showing. I do think that we see more downside with NVIDIA this week. I mean, I was impressed with the nice little run up yesterday, which was good for all the different stocks out there. But hey, if we zoom out, we get a better picture and see really what's happening. So just keep your eyes out for NVIDIA puts this week, especially if you would like to swing. Next up, we're going to look at Oxy, because Oxy paid us this week once again. Oxy has been on a roller coaster ride over the past few weeks, but most importantly, that roller coaster ride has been uptrending. We had a nice 8% gain yesterday of Oxy. If you look at the 1 hour chart, it's above all levels of support and it's also above all the moving averages. Look at the 4-hour chart, same thing, above all the moving averages, above the support zone here, getting close to a resistance zone. So we'll see how that works on the 4-hour chart. If it gets rejected, then it might be on for a scalp with puts, but like I said, expect more calls with Oxy. Daily chart shows us exactly what we want to see. A nice uptrending pattern. Look at that. Great green candle yesterday, and for a couple of days it traded in between this channel, had large movement, but ultimately ended up finishing the week strong, which is what I like to see. So Oxy, I will be looking at calls at least a $1 move to $65, and if we can break past that, we could push for new all-time highs. So keep Oxy on your radar, and when you keep Oxy on your radar, you can also keep ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM. You can also keep Marathon Oil Company, ticker symbol MRO. By the way, ExxonMobil, I'm looking at $90 calls this week. But MRO as well, a push towards $29 should be on this week. You can look at those three together. I also want to look at Chinese stocks this week. In particular, Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. Look at this crazy jump yesterday, 8%. It's now sitting at $88, closed just above the 9-day moving average, and it held nicely in this support zone. I will look for a push up towards $100 and see if it can actually break that and push higher within the next couple of weeks before the month end. But I do think there is potential here. Potential with the call options this week, but also potential with the long-term shares. Alibaba has been crazily bearish over the past few weeks, over the past few months. If you look at the weekly chart, it is still very clearly bearish. But if you zoom in, there could be possibilities for nice day trades with Alibaba. So I'm going to look at the 4-hour chart now, see the uptrend here. It's just breaking above this resistance zone on the 4-hour, above the 9-day and 21 moving average. Go to the 1-hour time frame, breaking above the 1-hour resistance zone, again above the 9-day and 21-day moving average. And then again, like I said, you can always look at the 15-minute chart for your best entries on this. Look for a pullback towards this moving average on the 15-minute chart, and then a push upwards above the 15-minute resistance zone and the 4-hour resistance zone, and expect to push, for me, up to around $99. But hey, it's not just going to shoot up all the way there. It's going to have its pushes and pullbacks. People are going to buy in and sell off, the usual stuff. So maybe this is the next zone to look at. 89.60 first, maybe a $2 move. Then we get another $6 or $7 move, and then maybe we get to $99 by the end of May. But as always, guys, you never know. So just manage your risk, be careful with your entries, and of course, always take your profits on time. I want to look at Snow, ticker symbol SNOW. This is another company which has big moves when it does move. Yesterday, a 12% gain. Not bad at all. And the reason I actually put this out is because it looks like it's reversing on a daily, right? It bottomed out and it's starting to uptrend. 2 green days in a row, closed above the 9-day moving average. That's a good sign. Now it's pushing towards that support zone. So we'll see what happens there. 4-hour chart, similar story. Bottomed out, started to uptrend. 5 green candles in a row. Looking at the support zone. 1-hour chart, more bullish. And I will look at this for calls once it pulls back maybe to around $155. Then we'll look to see if we can get another push up. Even if it does drop further than $155, we'll see if it can hold in any of these zones. We've got a resistance zone between $142 and $146. So if it were to drop on the 1-hour chart, I don't expect it to hold here as this is a resistance zone. I'd expect it to fall into the support zone between $131 and $137. As always, though, you just got to play what the market gives you. Let's look back at the daily chart one more time. Yeah, we could get a little pullback below the moving average. Again, it's just in a little bit of a weird place right now, but I do like that it started the uptrend. Let's see if we can get a confirmation of uptrend and break through the levels that are here. And then lastly, I just want to look at Airbnb. 2 reasons. One, because as always, guys, you can get options on this, but you can also get shares. $121 for Airbnb, not bad at all. Remember, this was a stock that was sitting at $186 just, 3 months ago? Crazy. Similar story to Snow. Kind of looks to have bottomed out and is starting the uptrend, but hey, it's still bearish on the daily, still bearish on the weekly, extremely bearish on the weekly, still bearish on the 4-hour chart, slightly less bearish, but still bearish on the 4-hour chart. And only on the 1-hour chart, the shorter time frames, is it a little bit more bullish. But again, why I wanted to highlight it is because you can get some options with this, but you can also get some nice shares for the long term. I'm honestly saying any of these from this past week, $112 for Airbnb. I probably need to set my alerts on this one because Airbnb, let's see. I'm going to just set my alert now. When it gets back to that level, $112, get me some shares. There we go. That's what you need to do with these stocks. Just set your alerts. And there's my level, that orange dotted line. It's going to give me an alert. It's going to go off. It's going to give me a ding ding and also send me an email when Airbnb drops to that level because I will look to buy shares. You can also set a limit order, of course, but hey, there's different ways to do it. Lastly, let's look at SPX. SPX, what a ride it was this week. Let's look at how the week went. A very red week for SPX. Look at that, guys. Highest it was 4,079, 4,080. Lowest it was 3,859. I think there's more red coming. So please just manage your risk. Be careful with the plays you're in. The cheap can always get cheaper, guys. The cheap can always get cheaper. Just remember that. If you look at the month, there you go. Back-to-back red months we're looking at right now. So please, guys, remember the cheap can always get cheaper. And at the same time, don't forget about your long-term plays. But remember that this week as well, Mr. Jerome speaks on Tuesday, I believe. And it looks like right now they're tanking everything. Crypto's getting tanked. Futures are getting tanked. Stocks are getting tanked. Bonds are getting tanked. Everything's just dropping. So please be aware of what's happening. We'll see what Jerome says on Tuesday. I myself am intrigued because I want to see how it affects the market once again if we hit new lows, because we did hit our 52-week lows this week. But I see I've been recording for almost 20 minutes now, so that is going to be it from me, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Please drop a comment as always. Drop a thumbs up as well to show support. If you're new around here, hit the red button below and subscribe to the channel. And always share these videos with your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, cousins, girlfriends, wives, husbands, whoever. Share these videos. And lastly but not least, check out all the different links in the description. We have the Royal Trading Academy, we have the Stock Option Starter Pack, we have different links so you can get crypto, you can get stocks, you can get all different things. Just check the links in the description below. But that's it from me, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I got into making, you got into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.